Always a pleasure to have you guys join us on another exciting episode of Sports Pizza. My name is Adeni Obafemi Falana. Today promises to be a very interesting one because we have a lot to talk on the show, talking about the world of motor racing, Formula One, where Max Verstappen is proving to be a very good driver. Also in the world of boxing, Usyk is in the news. We'll be serving you all of that today, and also the not so good news regarding Nigerian teams on the continent, talking about CAF Champions League, where Enyimba and Remo Stars were eliminated. But goodness for Bender Insurance as they progress to the next round of the CAF Confederations Cup. All of this we have for you on the show, as well as the European football for what happened over the weekend. My name is Adeni Obafemi Falana. We'll be going on a very short break. When we come back, we'll be diving into all the stories that we have for you. We'll be right back. Glad to have you guys join us back on the show. So we're going to be getting into all the stories that we have for you today. But before we do that, we have to tell you that you can reach out to us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Sports Pizza. Also, you can send us a mail via the email being displayed on the screen. So let's get into the news that we have for you today. And we're starting off with the world of Formula One. And it happened at the Dutch Grand Prix that happened over the weekend. And one man, Max Verstappen, is telling us that he is ready. Over the weekend at the Dutch Grand Prix, he won his ninth successive race, 9 consecutive races, victory for him, equaling the record set by Sebastian Vettel. And of course, the news is that Max Verstappen won a chaotic rain-hit Dutch Grand Prix to claim a record equaling 9 successive Formula One victory. And of course, Red Bull Max Verstappen overcame huge downpour at both the start and towards the end of his home race to match the record Sebastian Vettel set with the same team in the year 2013. Fernando Alonso took second for Aston Martin, while Pierre Gasly claimed his first podium for Alpine in third position after benefiting from a penalty for Verstappen Red Bull's teammate Sergio Perez, who was demoted to fourth position. So Lewis Hamilton did not finish on the podium again over the weekend at the Dutch Grand Prix, but Max Verstappen made sure that he won his ninth consecutive race, equaling the record set by Sebastian Vettel, who, funny enough, was also a Red Bull driver in the year 2013 when he set that particular record. So another Red Bull driver has been able to equal that record, and Max Verstappen is telling us that he is ready, and of course he won't allow anyone to take the shine off him, and of course he is telling us also that he won't allow complacency to set into his game. We already know that he is the champion for this year, and no one has come close. Maybe Lewis Hamilton and maybe Mercedes will be able to come close to him next year. Well, that is left to be seen. But all we are talking about right now in the world of Formula One is Max Verstappen. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to Red Bull. I'm very sure one of these days we'll have a Nigerian driver, of course, driving in the world of Formula One. So moving away from the world of Formula One, but still sticking with other sport, let us tell you that Alexander Usyk defeated Daniel Dubois in the world of heavyweight boxing. Okay, that happened over the weekend also in Warsaw, Poland. Alexander Usyk, by the way, in case you don't know, is also fighting with Ukraine, for the war against Russia. Yeah, we are not here to talk about politics. I just decided to put that information out for everyone. But he took a break from that to fight in the world of boxing, and of course, he has been able to defend his WBO, IBF, and of course, WBA heavyweight belt. And of course, the title that Usyk had won from, of course, he won that title from our brother Anthony Joshua when he knocked Anthony Joshua out, last year. And so right now, he has been able to retain his belts, talking about the WBO, IBF, and WBA. Daniel Dubois, as a matter of fact, knocked down Usyk in the 4th round, but it was an infringement blow, by the way. What do I mean by an infringement blow? Because he didn't really punch him where he was supposed to punch him. He punched him where, according to the law of boxing, you are not supposed to do that. He punched Usyk in the abdomen, and Usyk fell down. And of course, that was how they gave Usyk an extended period to make sure that he stood up from the canvas. And when Usyk eventually stood up, he was able to knock down Daniel Dubois in the 9th round. Daniel Dubois has come out to say It's a controversial fight that should not have happened. I beg your pardon, but the authorities over there said no, you did something wrong, and that is why we didn't give you the victory. So Usyk now is still retaining his belt, talking about the WBO, IBF, and WBA. And after the fight, he said he has his eyes set on the WBC title, currently being held by Tyson Fury. Of course, he wants to fight Tyson Fury, and we are expecting that fight to happen anytime soon. It's going to be a unified bout, by the way, talking about putting all the belts on the line. So whoever wins that bout will most likely become the undisputed heavyweight champion, for the world. And of course, you might be asking, where is our brother Anthony Joshua in all of this mix? Of course, Anthony Joshua won his fight, a couple of days back, and he will be fighting against Deontay Wilder maybe later this year or early next year. We are expecting that fight. Maybe after that fight, then he will have a shout at whoever wins between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. So that's that regarding the world of boxing. But still sticking with other sports right now, let's tell you that the US Open has started, and a lot of big names will be playing the tennis this week. And on top of the list has to do with Novak Djokovic, who missed last year US Open because of vaccine-related issue with the American authority. And of course, he is back in the United States of America for the first time since 2011. And of course, talking about 2011, he didn't win that particular one with Dan Medvedev, defeating him at that particular time. But he is back in the United States of America, just like I said earlier on. And of course, he had a final to play with Carlos Alcaraz, who is also one of the favorites for the US Open this year. And of course, he defeated Carlos Alcaraz at the Cincinnati Opens, talking about three sets. They had to play 3 sets in that particular one. And Carlos Alcaraz, the man that defeated Novak Djokovic at the Wimbledon Open, will be looking to defend his crown. Yeah, he won the title last year, and he'll be looking at making it 2 titles in a row, talking about the world of US Open. But if there's anyone that can actually stop him, it has to be Novak Djokovic. And of course, there's anyone that can stop Novak Djokovic, it has to be Carlos Alcaraz. No disrespect to other tennis players in the ATP rankings, talking about Dan Medvedev, Zverev, Stefanos Tsitsipas, and of course Stan Wawrinka. But when you look at Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz, you will know that both tennis players are way above the rest in the world of male tennis. And of course, in the world of female tennis, one name is up there, and of course, we will be looking to defend the crown she won last year, and that has to be the Polish woman himself, Iga Swiatek, who is looking to make it a second US Open title in a row. And of course, she defeated Tunisian and African last year, talking about Ons Jabeur. Will Ons Jabeur get a shot at the US Open title again? Well, that is left to be seen. But a lot of names also in the female category will be looking at making it, to the final. Not just making it to the final, but also win it. Pavlyuchenkova is there. Azarenka is also there. Iga Swiatek also, Ons Jabeur. Coco Gauff, the American teenager, is also in the mix. So we'll keep our fingers crossed, keep our eyes open, and of course, serve you all the news regarding the world of US Open as the tournament, progresses. So that is that regarding other sports. But just before we go on a quick break at this particular moment, let's tell you that in the world of football, talking about African football right now, 2 Nigerian teams were eliminated from the CAF Champions League over the weekend, and that has to do with Enyimba Football Club of Aba, who, of course, had a goal deficit, from the first leg. After they lost away from home in Libya to Al Ahly Benghazi 4-3, it ended in favor of the home team, and they came to Aba. Nigerians had the mindset, they had the hope that Enyimba were going to beat Al Ahly Benghazi, but that did not happen. Goalless, it ended after 19 minutes. Enyimba eliminated from the CAF Champions League. First round CAF Champions League for the first time since 2015. 2015 was the last time Enyimba failed to make it past the first round of the CAF Champions League. And they will have to make do with the CAF Confederation Cup and also play a playoff in that particular one, or a qualifying phase, in that particular one, to see if they will make it to the group stage of the CAF Confederation Cup. Another Nigerian team in the CAF Champions League, Remo Stars, also failed, to make it to the next round of the qualifying phase of the CAF Champions League after the 1-0 after 19 minutes against Medema of Ghana. And of course, it got to the penalty shootout, and Remo Stars found a way to bottle that one, losing 3 of their sport kicks, and that is why they also will not be playing in the CAF Champions League again this season. They also have to make do with the CAF Confederation Cup. And talking about CAF Confederation Cup, the Benin Arsenal, talking about Bender Insurance, went all the way to Algeria to play against Aso Chief. 1-0 it ended after 90 minutes in favor of the Algeria team, and it got to the penalty shootout, and of course Bender Insurance made sure that they progressed to the next round. So at least if Remo Stars and Ayimba did not give us joy, Bender Insurance gave us joy on the continent. So kudos to them. We are gradually getting set for the commencement of the 2023-2024 Nigerian Premier League. Of course, we will serve you all the news regarding that particular one and every other news making the round on the local scene. Of course, I know I said just before we go on a break, but I have to tell you this one, that Toby Amusan in the world of athletics did not win the 100-meter hurdles. In case you don't know, I'm just putting that out for you. She ended up 6th, in the final of the 100-meter. As a matter of fact, no Nigeria has won any medal. Only Nigeria won any medal at the World Athletics Championship in Budapest, Hungary, which is a very, very sad one. Even as a Brume couldn't do anything for us. So that's that we can take on the first half of the show. We'll be going on a very, very quick break. When we come back, we'll be diving into football fully. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I'm very sure you enjoyed the first half of the show where we serve you news from other sports, talking about the world of boxing where Usyk won over the weekend, as well as the world of Formula 1 where Max Verstappen won the Dutch Grand Prix, as well as the world of tennis where we are expecting big things in the US Open that is starting. Moving away from that, let's serve you news from the world of football and tell you that a lot went down over the weekend in the world of Premier League, where Chelsea were able to defeat Luton Town 3-0. Raheem Sterling and Nicholas Jackson among the goal scorers in that particular game. A welcome victory for Chelsea, a boost for the club because they've not really been performing very well since the season started. Yeah, you probably want to say it's just match day 3, but that win was needed for the boys in blue. So congratulations to all Chelsea fans out there. I'm very sure you guys are smiling at this particular moment. And talking about smiling, United fans, talking about Manchester United, are also smiling right now because they had to come from 2 goals down to beat Nottingham Forest, at Old Trafford. 3-2, that ended in favor of the Red Devils. That victory was needed because next week they will be facing Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. It wouldn't have been a very, very good result for United if they had lost that game. I'm talking about Arsenal. Arsenal drew 2-2 against Fulham. As a matter of fact, they went 2-1 up, and Fulham had a player sent off. Talking about our very own Nigerian brother, Calvin Bassey, but somehow Fulham found a way to get a point in that particular game. Late in that particular game, it ended 2-2. I'm talking about teams leaving it late. Liverpool also left it late to defeat Newcastle United 2-1 at St. James Park over the weekend. Even though Liverpool had a player sent off, talking about their captain Virgil van Dijk, but somehow Darwin Núñez came off the bench to score the 2 goals, for Liverpool, and that gave them a 2-1 victory against Newcastle United. And also talking about victory for an away team, Man City were able to beat Sheffield United 2-1 over the weekend at Bramall Lane, with Sheffield United finding a way to equalize after Erling Haaland gave City a lead. And talking about Erling Haaland, he missed the penalty in the first half, but he made amends for that by scoring the goal that gave them a 1-goal lead. But somehow Sheffield United were able to peg Man City back, only for the man that scored the winning goal in the UEFA Champions League, talking about last season, Rodri popping up to score the winning goal again this time around. Moving away from the Premier League, let's go to Italy this morning and serve you news and tell you that our very own Nigerian brother, Victor Osimhen, has been able to make it 3 goals in 2 games, for Napoli after he led them to a 2-0 victory over Sassuolo over the weekend. And it was a very, very good victory for the boys in Naples because AC Milan has shown that they will be a title challenger also for this season. I'm talking about AC Milan. They defeated Torino 4-1 with Olivier Giroud also scoring, as well as Chelsea player or maybe not Chelsea player, former Chelsea player, Christian Pulisic also scoring. Christian Pulisic scored twice in the first game, and of course he scored over the weekend again, talking about finding form at the right time and enjoying his new environment. So that's very, very good news for AC Milan. I feel AC Milan will be a title contender this season alongside Napoli. We are expecting other teams, to join them. But talking about other teams joining them, I doubt if Juventus will be able to join them as fellow title challenger, because they dropped point at home over the weekend against Bologna. 1-1 it ended. As a matter of fact, they had to come from a goal down before they were able to equalize, before they were able to, draw that particular game. So that's that regarding the Italian Serie A. Moving here from Italy, and one man is enjoying his new home right now, and that has to do with Harry Kane, because he scored a brace over the weekend for Bayern Munich in their 3-0 victory at home. A very, very good result, for Bayern Munich, with Harry Kane almost providing the assist for Leroy Sané, but Leroy Sané did not even score that goal. It ended up being an own goal at the end of the day, but Harry Kane made sure that he was able to pop 2 goals, for the boys, from Munich. 3 goals in 2 games for Harry Kane. A good one for me, a good one for Harry Kane. Talking about finding form and also enjoying his new home. Dortmund played out a 1-1 draw away from home, and Leipzig also left it, maybe not late, but they were able to win 5-1 at home. Talking about the good news in the Bundesliga, that has to do with our very own Nigeria brother, Victor Boniface, who scored 2 goals, for Bayer Leverkusen in their away victory, against Frankfurt, if I'm not mistaken. No, against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Yeah, I beg your pardon. He scored 2 goals in their 3-0 victory, for Bayer Leverkusen against Borussia Mönchengladbach over the weekend. So good news for Nigeria, as Victor Boniface among the goal scorers. Moving away from Germany, let's go to Spain right now and tell you that one man is enjoying his new home just like Harry Kane in Bayern Munich, and that has to do with Jude Bellingham, who scored for the 3rd consecutive game, for Real Madrid. 1-0 it ended in favor of Real Madrid against Celta Vigo, and Jude Bellingham came up clutch for the boys from the capital club, talking about Madrid. And Jude Bellingham, that is his 4th goal. That was his 4th goal in 3 games, for Real Madrid, and it's a very, very, very impressive streak. Will he be able to continue that? Well, that is left to be seen. Barcelona also made sure that they defeated Villarreal 4-3 away from home. As a matter of fact, Barcelona raced into a 2-goal lead, only for Villarreal to peg them back, and also Villarreal went into a lead at some point in the game, leading 3-2, but Barcelona found a way to come back, drawing the game, not just equalizing, but also winning that game 4-3. A very, very good result. Well, that shows us that we're going to be having a very, very tough title challenge, in our hands. Real Madrid will be looking to wrestle the title back from Barcelona, and Barcelona will be looking to retain their title. Will they be able to do that? That is left to be seen. I'm talking about retaining something. Paris Saint-Germain seems to be retaining Kylian Mbappe, because according to a report, he will most likely be signing a contract extension for Paris Saint-Germain. And what a way to tell us that he is staying, because he led Paris Saint-Germain to a 3-1 victory at home against RC Lens in the French League 1. So that's that regarding the leagues So that's that regarding the leagues, result from Europe Top 5 League for the weekend. Just before we go, a bit of transfer news for you. And the news is that Mohamed Salah is being linked with a move to Saudi Arabia. Al Ittihad, that is the club rumored to be looking at signing Mohamed Salah. £100 million is what they are ready to offer Liverpool. But will Liverpool accept with less than 3 days before the end of the transfer window? Well, that is left to be seen. But one man has completed his move from Holland to West Ham, and that has to do with Mohamed Kudus of Ajax Amsterdam, who has moved to West Ham. He moved over the weekend for £38 million thereabouts, and a very, very impressive move for him. A very, very impressive transfer for West Ham and for Ajax Amsterdam. Ajax have sold a couple of players to the Premier League this season. Edson Alvarez also moved from Ajax to West Ham, and Mohamed Kudus has also moved from Ajax to West Ham. Add that to Julian Timber, who moved from Ajax to Arsenal. I don't know how they do it over there in Amsterdam. Their talent pool never runs dry. They always find a way to replace any player that wants to move. And of course, when the player says he wants to move, they don't stay. They don't stop him from moving. They allow him to move. So that's that for you today on the show. Just so you know, you can send us a message on all our social media platforms at Sports Pizza, across Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course TikTok, as well as send us a mail via the email being displayed on your screen. We'll be ready to take your messages as well as any advert that you have for us. Before we go on the show, we will serve you the Sport Pizza play of the week. When we come back next week, we will have juicy news for you again. My name is Adeni Abba from Falano. Bye for now.